Tag. I am Julius Richter. This is my wife Louise. We were born in Germany in the 1850s. I was born in 1858. Louise was born in 1852. She was a little older woman for me, but well, she doesn't like it when I say this. But anyway, before we ever met, I was a baker in Germany, and we went to. I was working, and I was called as into the army by the Kaiser, and so I reported for duty. And the physician says you were too short to serve in the army. So I went home and went back to being a baker. Then time later, I get another notice to report for duty to the army. So I report again. And what does they say? You're too short. I said, well, you said I was too short before. But I go back to work. Then Louise and I meet, and we fall in love, and we get married, and she is Catholic and I'm Protestant, but that is okay for us.
It is fine because we all go to the same place. If we go to heaven, it is the same for everybody.
That is right. So we have 2 children, and we are very happy. Louisa works as a seamstress, and I am a baker. And then we prepare to leave. There's lots of war in Germany. We want to get away from it, from our children and all of this. So we decide we will leave, but we have to wait a little bit. The youngest child is too young to travel across on the ocean. So we have to wait a little bit, but in this meantime, I get a third notice. So, well, we know how the bureaucrats are, right?
Government.
So it says, of course, now I have a wife and children, they will draft me this time, even though I haven't gotten 1 centimeter taller than the last 2 times. Well, so we decide to speed up our plans a little bit. The baby still can't go, but I can stow away on a ship. I stowed away on a cattle ship, and I came to the United States. I came to New York City, where Louise's uncle lived. His name is Louis Stieber. And he helped me out there and helped me find a job, and while I wait for my wife and the children to come over once the youngest child gets old enough. And then they arrive.
Yes. And we very quickly went to Chicago, and it was so cold and so windy. I hated it.
Yes, it was we didn't like the winters in Chicago. Oh. We had work there as a baker and a seamstress, but it was very cold.
Far colder than it was in Germany, far colder.
So we hear about the place in Alabama called Coleman. Colonel Coleman had founded a German town, and he was getting Germans to come and populate there, and he said, it's much warmer, and they tell us we can be farmers, and we can put in 2 crops. So they said, well, we will try this for a living and see how this works out. Well, we move down to Alabama, we come to Coleman, and Louise's uncle Louis, he helps us set up. He gives us some money to help us buy the farm.
He was a very nice man, very good man.
He was very helpful to us, and we bought the land and we started farming. This was about 1883. Now we are here in farming for all this time. Over time, we want more land to farm, so the boys and I are out. About 1900, we're out cutting some trees to clear off a little extra of our land. Well, at this time, I had an accident. I was cutting a tree, a piece of wood stuck into my leg, and I got the blood poisoning, and well, I passed away. I died, and I was only like 41 years old. I left Louisa with over 7 children.
It was very sad. Our family was very sad, and the days grew very long. We stayed on the farm in the house. Our oldest son came back from Decatur to help raise the children. All of our sons and our daughters found suitable wives and husbands. Our son William stayed on the farm, and I lived with him and his wife until I died in 1938 at the age of 88.
Yeah, and the house is still there. When we built the house, now we built a cabin, and the house had 2 rooms downstairs and 1 big room upstairs, and that's where the children stayed. We had 7 people, 7 children, and Louisa was 9 people in the house. And we were very happy in the house, but over time, when William married, he and his wife Annie, they built some extra space onto the house, and when Louisa was there living with them, and they made the house a little bigger. The house is still there. The house is over. It is on Childhaven Road, if you know, between Eva Road and Childhaven Road, and this is still occupied by one of our great grandsons. Lives there with his wife.
Very kooky people.
But they are family, so we have to be very proud of them anyway. And
Tell them about
Otto, well, our youngest son Otto, he was a painter, and Otto, you may know him. He started a business. He's named O.F. Richter and Sons. So many people in Coleman know Otto. And
we're very proud of him. We're proud of all of our children.
And we very, very much are. And there was something that you used to say to the grandchildren. What did you used to say?
I told our children and our grandchildren that if you are good to each other and you are good people, you will have a good life. At least better than we had in Germany.
That is right. So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for listening.
Auf Wiedersehen.